Welcome to another edition of the Coach Ken Eriksen Show. It's a big conference weekend. The Bulls hosting Memphis in the final 3 home games of the year. Coach, we're getting right down to it now. Conference tournament is coming up. Let's go back to the East Carolina series the prior weekend. Very dramatic win in Game 1, coming back from behind in the bottom of the 7th to pick up a couple of runs and get the win.
You know, we've done it too many times this year for my liking that we have to come back and win ball games in the bottom of the 7th inning. And you know, you've been climbing uphill a lot, and at some point it's going to take its toll. But the team, you know, the one thing I'll tell you about this team is in whatever people take a look at in lack of this or lack of that, this team has got tremendous heart. They never stop believing that they can win any ball game. We were down 6 or 7 runs a few times this year. I mean, 4 or 5 times, and to come back and tie ball games up and to sneak a couple of wins out, and it says a lot about their resiliency. You know, at the same time, you'd like to see them run downhill, you know, a little bit more than climbing uphill the whole time. So I think that's part of the maturation process of a team that's got a mix of a lot of young players, a pitching staff that's really getting into it for the first time in their careers. So at this point, you know, you come down to 3 games against Memphis, and they're all have-to games. Going into the conference tournament the following weekend. And so we're hoping that, you know, we hit the seams right. Everybody plays flawless. We celebrate our alumni on Saturday and our seniors on Sunday, and run the enthusiasm all the way out.
You're 50 games into this now, and you're playing a lot of young players, not playing 50 games in high school. Are you concerned at all about the fatigue of the Lauren Evans of the world and the Cassidy Boyles of the world, who are looking at the schedule and saying, 50 games and we're not done?
You know, it's a really good point that you bring up, and there's the expression of baptism by fire, you know, and that's what you do when you have a very talented recruiting class that comes in their first year and has ability to play right away. And, you know, if you remember, and I know you do because you've been here forever, you know, the aspect of having Medina and Savarola and Nevins and the Goff sisters, you know, they got in it right away. And, you know, you're right, you get to that point and saying, oh my goodness, we just completed a 55, 56 game schedule. Now we have the postseason to play. So, you know, you're trying to strengthen the mentality of those players, because they're going to be long-term players for us. They're going to have impacts as they go through the years. But we're very happy with that. You know, that maturation that you're talking about. Are they getting fatigued? I actually think they're beginning to hit their stride right now. Their comfort zones right there.
You have so many ups and downs in the course of a long season like this, and there's been some inconsistency in the circle. You know, sometimes they're just spot on, and other times the command doesn't seem to be there. How do you deal with that at this time of the season?
You know, you play psychologist, you know, because you use the word to me that, you know, sometimes I don't see it, but that's because I'm crazy. I mean, I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out pickoff plays and this and that, what makes us better. But a long season comes when you're not winning as much as you feel like you're winning, you know. In 2012, man, that was the shortest season I ever played, you know, and that was like 70 games, 75 games, because you're out there and every day you're competing to win and win and win, and it goes so fast. And sometimes through the doldrums of not playing consistent, not getting great pitching where, and I'm not saying great pitching, but you're not getting pitching where you're averaging 14 pitches an inning, you're averaging 22 pitches an inning, that can extend, you know, your season mentally. So I think this team probably has worked harder than any other team from 1 to 22 because of the things that they've had to overcome. I'm very happy with the maturing of our pitching staff as we go. I ride them really hard, by the way. You know, I'm relentless on them. But you see flashes of brilliance, and you're hoping it all comes together at the end. But yeah, the psychology aspect of trying to keep it positive. There are going to be ups and downs. You know, there's the forming part, and that's the spring training. And you hope that it stays that way. But then there's the storming part, and we've gone through the storming a little later this year than we have in the past, and now we're reforming going into, you know, the last 6, the last 9 games of the year. So, you know, we're excited about what we're going to see, hopefully, over the last 9, 10 games.
Well, the Bulls have racked up 33 wins. There's a lot going on at the ballpark this weekend against Memphis. We'll talk about that series and all the things going on with it a little bit later in the show. When we return, we're going to go back to Game 1 of the game against East Carolina, the first game of the doubleheader on Saturday. The microphone on USF pitching coach and Bulls Hall of Famer Monica Triner will get the inside view from the Bulls dugout of that win over the Pirates when we return on the Coach Ken Eriksen Show.
Looking for an individual or family health care plan? Or maybe a dental policy? Look no further than the Tampa Florida Blue Centers in West Shore, Carrollwood, and Pinellas Park. For more information, go to floridablue.com or call the number on the screen.
Just keep your motion the same. Because think about it, when you throw your drop, you don't go up. When you throw your drop, you go out. Same thing. Same thing. Just remember, when you land it, you don't want to be here. Okay, keep it there so that you can finish the pitch. Oh, we gotta go this way.
Left hand.
I feel like I can't do my my left hand because it's like.
With her arm circle.
And remember we.
Something that I'm doing down here.
And listen, this is remember. Relax. Relax this. Relax. Okay. Can you forget everything in your head right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We don't need you thinking about anything else. Just everything just flows. From this point, as I land, let your hand get down in here. Remember what we talked about with your hand, right? Yeah. This leads you. Got it? Let your hand lead you right now. Now, understand that if you chuck this ball and it hits the backstop, does it matter right now? No, but make sure you're allowing your hand to get into the zone. Because if you don't, yeah, you're gonna get caught behind every time. So relax this arm and make sure that when you're coming down, you're coming all the way down, letting your hand get to here, snap it there, then let your hand finish. Because you're trying to get here and yank it across. When you do that, you're gonna hurt your arm. Let your hand get to the bottom. My hand gets in a good position and then I finish it, that's when you're the best. Okay, and you gotta trust your stuff because you have great spin, trust it.
And 9 so far this year. On 2-0, she sends a towering fly ball deep into left center field. It hits the wall.
Go Spivey, go Spivey, go Spivey!
Ivy rounding third. She's going to come to the plate. Here's the throw. It's not in time. It's an inside the park home run. The game is tied.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 go. Oh, she's safe, she's safe, she's safe. There we go, there we go.
Can the Bulls win it right here, or do we have to go to extra innings in the first game of the doubleheader? We'll find out. Here's the 3-2. Line drive, base hit center field. The Bulls beat East Carolina by a score of 3-2.
Once again, Tampa General Hospital is proud to be named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News & World Report and recognized as one of America's best hospitals in 4 specialties: cardiology and heart surgery, nephrology, orthopedics, and urology. #1 in Tampa Bay, again, and one of America's best. Tampa General Hospital, trusted for our expertise, chosen for our care.
This is where the legends live, waiting for someone with better innovation. From the brand that reinvented the t-shirt comes the Under Armour Speedform Apollo. This is our rocket ship.
Welcome back to the Coach Ken Eriksen Show. Nothing better than having a Hall of Fame caliber pitcher on your staff, and Monica Triner is a great person for pitchers to learn from.
She's a great person, you know, that played the game at a very high level, tremendous knowledge. As a player, she actually became one of the better students of the game, and for her to convey the little nuances of this situation, that situation, what am I going to do on this pitch? And besides the fact she was a heck of a hitter, you know, so she's able to help the hitters understand count situations and these type of things. But more than anything else, Mo is the big sister, the aunt, the motherly figure on our team that when we have to play good cop, bad cop, you know, it's usually me being the bad cop and Mo being the great cop. So it works out really well. We ham and egg it together very, very well. And then if you think about it too, you've got 2 other coaches on our staff that played at the highest level of softball also, and Carmelo Leewag and Coach Avon Meacham. So, and then your graduate assistants, you know, and Lauren Gibson, Team USA player, and Stephanie Medina, all everything first baseman. So the coaching staff lends itself to expertise, you know, and you have to be in the fire to convey the fire, what it feels like. But Mo is the ringleader of those other 4 people, and it's kind of like I'm on the outside looking in and watching these great people who are a lot smarter than I am teach the game, and I'm fortunate that way.
Well, we have 2 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday against Memphis, 1 o'clock and 3:45 on Saturday. Early one, 11 a.m. on Sunday. Let's first talk about alumni coming back. This is so important to this program to see the faces and recall all the great times when former players come in.
Well, it's great for them. It's not so great for me. They tell stories about me all the time, and I just got to sit there and eat it, you know. But it's really a proud situation that we have here, and we do have a lot of people coming back from, I mean, come back from 1985, 86, you know. I mean, so when you have that coming back, you know, you obviously have a lot of pride, a lot of tradition in your program, and a lot of these young people that are coming back right now have never been in the stadium before, you know, and so they hear about it and they're coming back for the first time, and they take a look and they're like, oh my gosh, do you remember when we were in that locker room with the water from the pool at the recreation center falling down on us, and you remember how we used to walk across the sand spurs everywhere, and we were picking glass out of the dirt down at the field, and when it rained, our entire infield went to the other recreation field. So, you know, all those type of things right now, I think our players, our current players, listen to and go, no way. You know, so it wasn't that long ago, if you think about it. But you know, it's a great weekend for them to come back. And the nice part is, in we've had this kind of tradition. We get flowers, we get cards, this and that at the beginning of the season from the majority of our alums wishing us good luck through the year. When we went to Oklahoma City for the World Series, we go to the regionals. It's amazing how many people show up. You know, when they can, they just mark it on their calendars that we're going to follow our team. And so that's a fun deal for us, and it's going to be a fun weekend.
Well, another big moment will be on Sunday. It's Senior Day, a 6-player senior class. Carla Claudio, Ronnie Gajownik, 2 players that have contributed a lot in their 2 years. And it's really interesting, too. The other 4 seniors are the last active players from the 2012 College World Series team. Paterno, Letty, Devine, Griner. That's a great class.
You know, Sam Griner and Deanna have had a lot of great playing time and great moments for us in this and that. But Megan Letty and Allie Paterno epitomize the type of people that we have recruited. Both are going to be tremendously successful. They didn't get a lot of playing time in their first 3-4 years here. But if I was to tell you that when they come to practice every day, you would think they were starters on our team. That's how much energy and enthusiasm and self-discipline that they bring to the ballpark. I mean, I cannot imagine the successes that we have had on the field, off the field, without those 2 people. And you know, this is not a patronage type of lecture, this and that, but I hope my daughters grow up to be just like them. They're pretty special, and I don't know if they're going to get their due in respect of what they've done for our team, but they're tremendous people. And obviously, I can't say enough about Ronnie and Carla, what they did in 2 years here, and what they're going to continue to do for the rest of the season. Sammy has been kind of the backbone of a liaison between being a student athlete on the ball field and a student athlete and representing the university, you know, not only as a SAC president, but being a very much of a leader in everything that we've done community-wise and so forth. So she's going to be, you know, one of those kids, you just can't replace that type of person. Deanna's story is unbelievable, okay? She was this close to not going to school at all. And a phone call, and she did it in the classroom, and she got here, and I think she might be the first person in her family that's going to walk with a degree. And it's an unbelievable story. So we've got a special class, no doubt.
Great senior class will be honored on Sunday against Memphis. 3 games this weekend, then a whole lot of Orlando. 3 against UCF to end the regular season conference tournament hosted by the Knights in Orlando as well. Coach, have a great weekend. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Head coach of the Bulls, Ken Eriksen, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon on another edition of the Coach Ken Eriksen Show.